Just a short video today covering the GEEEK G1 Pro, which is aesthetically similar to the original G1 and G1 SE. The Pro is roughly 1 litre larger, but features improved hardware compatibility, notably improved GPU clearance and top 240 EIO support. The case is priced at $139 USD, including the 4.0 riser cable, but excludes optional extras such as the 3-slot rear panel or case handle. In order to support both top and bottom case fans, the case must be set to air cooling mode, otherwise you'll be limited to top case fans only. Another thing of note is the shiftable internal spine, allowing you to prioritize CPU cooler or GPU clearance. I'll be focusing on liquid cooling mode for today's build, as it provides the best overall balance between CPU and GPU cooling. The first thing you'll want to do is detach the internal spine in order to install the 240 EIO. You'll also do this to switch to air cooling mode, just for CPU and GPU clearance, and to install the optional 3-slot rear panel add-on. For EIOs, I decided on Cooler Master's new 240 Atmos. It has a 53mm pump block height and roughly 43mm with the cap removed, so is also compatible with the 3-slot rear panel. I've swapped out the included fans for some NFA12s, as I'm not a lover of all the cables associated with the RGB. Now, even with the spine detached, installing the 240 EIO can be a bit of a pain, so just be aware. For the motherboard and CPU, I went with the Asus Strix B650EI gaming Wi-Fi and the Ryzen 7 7800X3D. I'd like to see the ability to adjust the EIO positioning further towards the front of the case in future for better clearance. For the PSU, I'm using the Silverstone Extreme A50R with custom cables. While the PSU can be installed upside down, the internal power extension cable just isn't long enough for proper routing and prevents GPU alignment. This means you'll want to stick to the default PSU position and avoid using SFXL PSUs altogether. Not that I'd recommend using SFXL for small ITX cases. For the GPU, I'm using the Gigabyte RX 6900 XT, mainly because it's what I have available. You'll want to attach the PCIe cables before installing the GPU, as it isn't at all awkward otherwise, and I didn't just edit out 5 minutes of me feeling installing cables. Before moving on to thermal testing, there's one additional area I'd like to see changed in the future, that being the side panels being further recessed into the frame as they do stick outward, and more ventilation coverage. For benchmarks, first up we have 3D Mark's TimeSpy. Next up we have Cinebench R23 Multicore. Testing was carried out using optimized settings for the 7800X3D and a 240mm EIO, with the fan set to exhaust at a fixed 60% fan speed. Last up we have gaming thermals. I'm currently running the GPU at a 10% power reduction in an effort to reduce thermals and thus reduce fan noise at the cost of a few frames in games. That does it for today's video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.